Okay, good evening. Can you hear me? Very sorry, I was late 18 minutes today. Can you hear me? Okay. You can hear me, right? Yeah. Okay. This is our very new lesson, natural products. Natural products, your final tute is not printed yet. Yeah, tomorrow definitely I will post you all tutes with cell structure tute. Not cell structure, fluid mechanism, polymer tute, and natural product tubes. They are this month tute pack. Final month you have only 2 tubes, cell structure and environment chemistry. Next month. Okay, let's start. Natural products. It's a very simple and interesting lesson. Simple and interesting lesson. Correct. Okay, the first thing, actually natural product lesson, it is very difficult to remember as theory. Make a by heart karan amaru. Try to understand the story as a story. It's just actually very simple story. This lesson actually I am explaining as a story. Try to remember this story. Then it is very easy to remember. In this lesson, some difficult names, hydrochlorine and different natural products names. Actually, secondary metabolites name, citronellol, cinnamaldehyde, gingerol, different names. Kamaru names but you have to remember them. Easy, I will explain one by one. I will explain. Don't worry. Hurry. Come to the lesson. Natural products and their extraction method is our lesson name. Okay. First of all, you have to understand what are the meaning of these natural products. What are the natural products here? Natural products. Okay, actually natural products you can remember like this. It's very simple lesson. Try to understand this way and try to remember this way. Okay, natural products mean organic compounds. Natural products. Natural products. Natural products. Natural products. Natural products are organic compounds. Organic compounds. Organic or chemical, right? Organic compounds are chemical or organic compound which is produced by organism. Produced by organism. Organism mean plant, animals or microorganisms, right? Produced by organism. Organism using carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen plus sunlight. Sunlight as a starting material. As starting material. Okay, this is a final definition. This is simple definition as a starting material. Starting material. Starting materials. Okay, this is a natural products. Okay, how we can define the natural products? Natural products are organic compounds. Why we call the organic compounds? What are the meaning of organic compounds? In biomolecule lesson I explain. Organic compounds mean compounds with available carbon hydrogen bond. It's available carbon and hydrogen and carbon hydrogen bond. Therefore, all chemical compounds, natural products are organic compounds. Remember, all natural compounds are natural products are organic compounds. That's okay. Organic compound produced by organism. Organism means that can be microorganism, animal or plant. Any organism using starting material. What are the starting material? Carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen plus sunlight as starting materials. Understood? Okay, they are the natural products. Okay, what are the examples? What are the examples? මේ වගේ හැදෙන එකක් කිය. Organic compounds produced by carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen plus sunlight. Plus sunlight. What are the main product of photosynthesis? Tanya, what is the main product of photosynthesis reaction? Main product of photosynthesis reaction. Amina, what's the main product of photosynthesis reaction? Glucose, right? Very good. Glucose. What is the chemical name of glucose? C6H12 and O6. It is contain carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, and the photosynthesis takes place in a plant with sunlight, right? Now photosynthesis without sunlight, always sunlight, right? Then carbohydrate is a type of natural products. Carbohydrate is type of natural products. Okay, how to produce protein? Second example, protein. Proteins, what are the starting materials, monomers of producing proteins? I need answers. Udanya, what are the monomers of protein? Proteins are monomers monod. Starting materials, building blocks. Before that, is it clear, right? What is clear name? Charo. Kabir, is it clear, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, very good. Amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks, starting materials for proteins. Okay, what is the structure of amino acid? Amino acid, carbon, carboxylic group, great. Amine group NH2 and hydrogen and R group, right? R carbon chain. Okay, this is a common name, common formula of amino acid. Amino acid. Okay, it's contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and it is produced due to the sunlight in the photosynthesis reaction. Proteins. Okay, if you got lipids, what are the building blocks? Glycerol and fatty acid. What is the formula of glycerol? CH2OH, CH2OH, CH2OH. Right? Glycerol and fatty acid combined, it produces fat and oil, lipids. Okay, all these carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, and so many other molecules that is produced by using these starting materials in plants, animals, and microorganisms. Okay, they are the natural products. Hari. Then mataka tiyagane kohomada? Natural products are organic compounds. Natural products are chemical organic compounds. Natural products are chemical organic compound produced by organism using carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen plus sunlight as starting material. Remember, what are the examples for natural products? Carbohydrate, proteins, lipid. If you want more example, alkaloid, terpenoid, essential oil. I will explain about that. That means dana tika kiwe mama. I got understand? First point, Habir, Fatima. First point that, right? Kohomda piliyanne මේක අහලා තියෙනවා. What are the definition of, what is the definition of natural products? It is chemical organic compound. It is chemical organic compound produced by organism using carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen plus sunlight as a starting material. Sorry. starting materials. This is the definition of natural products. The definition of natural products, it is natural products are chemical compound produced by living organisms using simple raw materials such as water, carbon dioxide. It's given another form. Water mean H2O. Water mean H2O. Carbon dioxide means CO2. Nitrogen, phosphorus also there, and sunlight. Methane, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Sometimes phosphorus also. Sometimes phosphorus. Phosphorus not compulsory, but carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen compulsory. Okay, these compounds are widely found in plants, animals, fungi, bacteria, microorganisms, and insects. Insect mean insect also type of animal. Lichens also there. Okay, now it is very simple. Natural products mainly two types. Natural products mainly two types. What are the meaning of natural products? They are chemical organic compound produced by organism using starting materials as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen plus sunlight. Right? It is very simple. It is produced by organism, all organism types. Then plant, animals, and microorganism all producing natural products. We also producing natural products. Am I correct? Yes, carbohydrate, vitamins, lipids, they are the natural products we producing in our body. Yeah, we also producing natural products. Understood? Hi. Now, these natural products we can classify it into two areas, two types. Natural products mainly two types. Natural products if you want, you can make a short note. Sunday, Saturday or Monday, you can collect your tute and you can complete in your tute. Everything I have given in the tute, right? Okay. Natural products, it is mainly two types. What are the types? Natural products, mainly two types. One are the types. It is primary metabolites and secondary metabolites, right? Primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. Primary metabolites and make a short note tag very easy. Primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. Secondary metabolites. Primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. Okay, what are the meaning of primary metabolites? Primary metabolites. Actually, primary metabolites produced by all organism. Primary metabolites produced by all organism. What? Primary metabolites produced by all organism, and they are directly involved for this process. Very important. They are directly involved for the growth, development, reproduction, and survival. Survival, right? They are the factors. Primary metabolites, what are the meaning of primary metabolites? Primary metabolites mean organic compounds. They are directly involved for growth, development, reproduction, and survival. It can grow in, develop in, mature in, reproduce, increase the population, and survival. Survival means manage environment condition. For these factors, primary metabolites directly involving. directly involved in feed. What's the meaning of directly involved? Directly involved in that means for animals, plant, or microorganism, any organism without primary metabolites cannot complete any of these factors. They can grow in a bear. We can't grow without primary metabolites. We can't develop, we can't mature, and we can't reproduce and survival. We can't adapt to environment conditions, survival, right? Without primary metabolites, we can't fulfill this any requirement. මේ එකක්වත් අපිට complete කරගන්න බෑ without primary metabolites. Understood? Okay, that's right. Primary metabolites produced by all organisms and they are directly involving for the growth, development, reproduction and survival process. තේරුණාද? Tanya? It's very important. දැන් පාඩම් කරගන්න. And you can make a short note. ඇත්තටම අපිට මේ no any in final part we don't have any complex මේ අපි දැන් ඉතුරු කරගෙන තියෙන lessons ටිකේ අපිට එහෙම no any මේ calculation lessons, cell structure also this shape, this type lesson, and environment chemistry also same type, only theory. Within final 2 weeks we're doing fluid mechanism little bit Bernoulli's theorem, including it's little bit advanced meaning it has more calculation, that's only. After that they are very simple lessons. Harida? Hari. Okay, now secondary. Cell structure mean self, not cell structure, cell structure. Cell structure mean DNA, cells, tissues, plant parts, tissue culture, forest, and bee keeping. ඒ වගේ තියෙන මේ මී මැස්සෝ ගැන එහෙම තියෙන. And fish, birds, ඒ වගේ තියෙන lesson එකක් තියෙන. ඒක. Okay. Okay, now what are the meaning of natural products? Natural products are chemical organic compounds produced by organism using starting material as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen plus sunlight as starting materials, right? These natural products mainly 2 types, primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. Primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. Okay, what are the meaning of primary metabolites? Primary metabolites produced by all organisms and they are directly involved for growth, development, reproduction and survival process. Without these primary metabolites, we can't fulfill any of these requirements: growth, development, reproduction and survival. Any organism cannot fulfill any requirement. Mekakවත් complete කරගන්න බැරි වෙනවා without primary metabolites, right? What are the example? What are the example? Primary metabolites. Primary metabolites example very simple that we already discussed in the biomolecule lesson. අපි මොනවද කතා කරේ biomolecules වල? Fatima, what we discussed in the biomolecule lesson? Carbohydrate, yes. Carbohydrate. All carbohydrates are primary metabolites. Carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, vitamins, and what else? Nucleic acid. Nucleic acid we're not going to discuss further in biomolecule, but nucleic acid also type of primary metabolite. Nucleic acid, DNA, RNA. I am short form that DNA and RNA. DNA and RNA. And enzymes. Enzymes also type of protein. They are the primary metabolites. Primary metabolites. Without these primary metabolites cannot fulfill growth, development, reproduction, or survival, or any requirement without these primary metabolites. Are you good? Okay, they are the example. තේරුණාද? උදන්න Fatima? Good. Good. Okay, come to secondary metabolites. Secondary metabolites is a new part for us. Primary metabolites already discussed. Actually, we're not going to discuss further about primary metabolites in this lesson. Okay, that we already completed. Okay, secondary metabolites mean secondary metabolites. Secondary metabolites. Secondary metabolites are organic compounds. That mean all natural products are organic. Then secondary metabolites are also organic, right? Secondary metabolites are organic chemical compound which is produced by organism. They are not directly involved for growth. They are directly involving, right? Directly involving. But secondary metabolites, growth, development, reproduction, and survival. The secondary metabolites are not directly involved for above requirement, not directly involving. Actually, they are not compulsory. Without these secondary metabolites, they can complete growth, plant or animal can complete growth, development, reproduction, and survival. Without secondary metabolites, they are not involving, not directly involving. Directly involving. I got. And remember, these primary metabolites produced by all organisms. All organisms, and they utilize for their growth, development, reproduction, and survival. Remember, secondary metabolites only produced by special organisms. It's produced only special organism, like example, cinnamon. Cinnamon plant produce secondary metabolites, that cinnamaldehyde. But if you got like plant like mango not producing secondary metabolites. Mango wage plant එකක් special secondary metabolites එකක් හදන්නේ නැහැ. But mango plants and cinnamon both producing primary metabolites for their growth, development, reproduction. Understood? Okay, that's another difference. Okay, I'll give you separately differences between primary and secondary metabolites. Hari. That the reason, the definition, the difference. Hari. Okay. Natural products, mainly two types, primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. Primary metabolites are organic compounds which are directly involved for growth, development, reproduction, and survival processes, right? Secondary metabolites are organic compounds. They are not directly involved for growth, development, reproduction, and survival processes. And primary metabolites produced by all organisms, but secondary metabolites produced only by special organism. Remember that. Do you know what are the examples for primary and secondary metabolites? Examples for secondary metabolites. Remember, the first one, the secondary metabolites, we can categorize into four methods, four types. The first one, terpenoid. The second one, essential oil. Third one, phenols. phenols and polyphenols කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා මම පස්සේ කියන්නම්. Fourth one alkaloids. Okay, they are the main types of secondary metabolites. Okay, I'll take an example. Okay, think now you have full idea about primary metabolites, right? Primary metabolites, they compulsory required to growth, development, reproduction, survival. Without primary metabolites, cannot fulfill any requirement. Growth, development, reproduction, or survival. Okay, I told secondary metabolites not directly involving, right? Secondary metabolites not directly involving. Okay, get some example. Okay, take a rose plant. Rose plant rose. This rose plant, the flower producing special secondary metabolites. That's the reason for the specific smell. Smell the smell is produced by a special secondary metabolite that we call as citronellol. Citronellol, secondary metabolite produced by rose flower, right? Now think, with this smell without this smell, if there are any effect to growth, development, reproduction, or survival, no any direct involvement, right? No any direct involvement. I got. But think without carbohydrate can survive rose plant? No, carbohydrate is a compulsory compound. I think you got the difference. Send me message. Monday. Quickly. Fatima? Right. Okay, take another example. Try to understand the different Tanya. Okay, take another example. Now, take another example. Do you know lemon? The lemon fruit. Again, doda. Lemon fruit, orange. Orange can orange color එක තියෙනවා smell එකක්. හරි. මොකක් හරි ගන්න orange. Orange plant produce special aroma in their peel. පොත්තේ. හරිද? Is it requirement for plant growth, development, or reproduction? No, it's not involvement. But it has a special advantage for plant. It is a insect repellent, harmful insect repellent. Then it can protect their fruits, but it's not directly involved for development or growth or survival, right? I got the different Tanya. Yeah, I will explain one by one secondary metabolites. I just want to explain the difference first, Tanya. I got. Okay. They are not directly involving, but they have some advantage to the plant. Api calling example like rose flower contain specific smell due to the secondary metabolites. The secondary metabolites compound is a citronellol. Okay, this citronellol not directly involving for growth, development, or reproduction, but it has some advantage. What are the advantage? It's insect interaction, right? It's important to interact favorable insects for their I forgot the word. Insect මොනවද කරන්නේ? Tanya. Pollination. Very good. Sorry, pollination. It is advantage for pollination, right? It's interact may favorable insects, favorable insect for the pollination, right? Okay, got the tute. Okay, classification of natural products. Natural products mainly two types: primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. Primary metabolites are organic compounds that are directly involved for growth, development, reproduction, and survival of organism. Right? These compounds are participate in vital in metabolic process. Without these compounds, plant cannot complete their metabolic process, metabolic activities. Okay, carbohydrates as sucrose, proteins, lipid, and organic acid, alcohols, different alcohol types, acetic acid, lactic acid type, organic acid, and DNA, RNA, nucleic acid, nucleic acid, nucleic acid, nucleic acid mean DNA, RNA. Okay, they are the primary metabolites. Remember, they are the primary metabolites. They are directly involved for growth, development, and survival. Without these primary metabolites, plant cannot fulfill their main requirements. Requirements. Okay, they are the primary metabolites. Okay, actually in this lesson we not going to discuss about primary metabolites. That we already discussed. I have given a summary. Sucrose, it is simple sugar widely used across the world, used as a sweetening agent, act as energy source of living organism. The sucrose is an energy source. Without sucrose, plants or animal cannot be living, cannot fulfill the above requirements. Okay, ethanol used as a biofuel, use the production of alcohol beverage, also solvent in industrial laboratory. Some percentage of ethanol required for our body metabolic activities also. Ethanol also required compulsory compound, ethanol, and other carbohydrate, all types, all protein types, all lipid types, all nucleic acid types, and different organic acid like lactic acid and acetic acid. They all are primary metabolites. They are compulsory for growth, development, and reproduction and survival. Okay, without these primary metabolites cannot fulfill above requirements. Secondary metabolites are organic compounds formed by modification of primary metabolites. They are not directly involved for growth, development, reproduction, and survival. Other thing, this primary metabolites produce the primary metabolites, previous part, primary metabolites produced in the entire lifetime. Differences primary metabolites produce entire lifetime. Start if you got plant initial time to final stage, until die. They're producing primary metabolites, carbohydrate, protein, vitamin, lipids, DNA. They're always producing. But remember, secondary metabolites only produce in a certain period, in a lifetime of the plant or animal, right? Remember, that's always end of maturity period or mid of maturity period. Usually produced during mature stage of an organism. In the mid of maturity stage, after maturation, they always produce secondary metabolites, right? And find only in specific organism, not all organism. But primary metabolites producing all organism, remember, all organism, animals, plant, and microorganism, all producing primary metabolites, but secondary metabolites only produced by a specific group of organisms, right? And secondary metabolites help organisms to perform specific functions. Health specific function, they are additional advantage, extra advantage, extra helping agents. They are not directly involving, but they are additional helping agents. Like for rose flower, the smell is important to attract favorable insects. The orange fruit, the aroma important to, it is an advantage to repellent harmful insects, right? But now cinnamon. Cinnamon bark contain a cinnamaldehyde compound, secondary metabolites that we call as cinnamaldehyde. Cinnamon bark. Again, potte. Bark එක තමයි තියෙන්නේ. Okay, what is the function? It's not directly involving. That's not required to reproduction or growth or whatever basic requirements. But it is a extra advantage. What are the advantage to plant? What is the advantage? Cinnamaldehyde advantage to plant? That's a protective agent, right? That's protective agent. No insect damage due to this aroma, due to this specific aroma, cinnamaldehyde. What else? What else? Tawagamu, I have given. Significance of secondary metabolites. Yeah, protect plants from microorganism, insects, and repelling and attraction organism. Some plants release characteristic odor. Yeah, I already explained. That's repel harmful insect and attract organism, favorable organism, right? Yeah, orange produce lime, they producing aroma. Sometimes secondary metabolites producing resins. Certain type of gains and hybrid plants are also secondary metabolites. I couldn't understand. Hybrid plants mean? Ranka, hybrid plant, what you mean by hybrid plants? කොහොමද හදන්නේ? Send me message. Yeah, what's the meaning of hybrid plant? I can't understand. What's the meaning of hybrid plants? කොහොම හදන්නේ ඔය ගැන දහන්නේ? Send me clarification. Explain what you mean by hybrid plants. Okay. And protective agents, right? Yeah, if there any damage like rubber, do you know rubber plant? If it damage to the bark of the rubber plant, it's produce some resin, latex, and vallapatta also. Vallapatta also, it's producing resins for the protection. Hybrid plants are plants that are produced by using breeding two different varieties or specific plant to combine their desirable traits. Yeah, I know the hybridization, but causing or breeding two different varieties or species of plants to combine their desirable traits. Yeah, what you're asking, like your question is not clear. Certain type of hybrid plants are also secondary metabolites. No, hybrid plants, secondary metabolites means specific compound rung. As example, think they are not plants. They are not plants. Plants නෙමෙයි secondary metabolites කියන්නේ. අපි ගත්තාම specific plant. දැන් ගත්තම think cinnamon කුරුඳු. Cinnamon plant producing primary metabolites for their growth, development, reproduction and survival. They all already producing them. Had the primary metabolites හදනවා යාලා for the growth, development, reproduction and survival. Additionally, it's producing another specific compound, cinnamaldehyde. This cinnamaldehyde not directly involved for this above process. කලින් කියපේ growth development ඒවට not directly involving, but this cinnamaldehyde also additional advantage for plant, but that's not directly involved. තේරුණාද? අයි plant එකක්ම secondary metabolites කියන්නේ just specific compound is a secondary metabolites. Understood? Rang. Rang. I got. No. Genes mean it is change the අපි මේ ඔයා කියන්නේ genetically modified plants හදනවා කියන එකනේ. Genetically modified mean they change the මේ අපි කියන්නේ මේ chromosomes. අපි වර්ණ දෙක තමයි change කරන්නේ මේ DNA change. It's only change of primary type of metabolites. It's not effect to the secondary metabolites. Secondary metabolites only producing different specific varieties like rose. If you got mango-like plants, it's not producing secondary metabolites. They're not. Yeah. Sometimes we can do like this. Sometimes we can, if you want specific secondary metabolites, අපි හිතමු දැන් අපිට whatever second specific valuable more expensive secondary metabolites if you want to produce in mango plant, that we can modify, that there are possibilities. අපිට plant එක එක විදිහට හදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට we have a possibility in using DNA technologies, we can improve mango plants that produce specific valuable secondary metabolites. එහෙම හදන්න පුළුවන්. But all hybrid plants not producing secondary metabolites, right? හරි නේද? එහෙම අපිට improve කරන්න පුළුවන්. That has a possibility, but not all hybrid plants, modified plants not always produce secondary metabolites. They have another requirement. They have another requirements to increase the harvest, mainly to increase the harvest and other genetical requirement. They are primary metabolites changes, right? තේරුණා නේද? හරි. හරි, good. Yeah, good. These type questions very good. You can ask. Then we can clarify more. Clarify. Okay, I told this, if it is any damage to rubber or whatever rubber, jackfruit type plant, if it is damage to the bark, then what happens? It's coming resin and fulfill this damage, right? Then they are protective agent. Latex, Valdapatta. Some release some smell, aroma. What are the example? Yeah, that I already explained. Rose like this. Provide distinct colors of plants. Attack pollination, different colors. These colors, coloring agent also secondary metabolites. Coloring agent. Hurry. Come to the secondary metabolites. Hurry. I think now you get this basic idea what is the difference between primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. Remember, in this lesson, we only discussing about secondary metabolites, not about primary metabolites. Primary metabolites already we discussed in the biomolecule lesson. Hurry. Okay, in this lesson, we mainly discussing about secondary metabolites only, right? Let's start secondary metabolites. Before that, let's discuss differences between primary and secondary. No? Exam. Differences between primary and secondary. Okay, you can draw this type table. Primary metabolites, secondary metabolites. Primary metabolites, secondary metabolites. Okay, what is the first difference? Following difference first difference. Directly involved for growth, development, reproduction, and survival. All the directly involved. I'm writing short form. It is given in the tute as well. Yeah, it is already given, but no problem. Let's write directly involving growth, reproduction, development, and survival. This is the first one. In other side, not directly involved for above process, not directly involving. Not directly involving. Not directly involving, right? Not directly involving. What happened? මෙතන මොන හරි වෙලා බලන්න. Directly involved, right? Okay, what is the second one? Produced by all organism. Primary metabolites produced by all organisms. Secondary metabolites only produce specific organism. Specific organism. Only produce specific organisms. Only produce specific organism. Third one. Hurry. What is other differences? Fatima? What else? Differences. Ranga? What else? Come on. Don't have time. Yeah, the time period. Primary metabolites produce during entire lifetime. Entire lifetime. Entire life. හැමදාම හදන. But only produce at the end of maturity period. At the end of maturity, remember. Secondary metabolites can change me. Change क्या? Yeah, primary metabolites also we can change. It's not a difference. Fourth one. Okay, how about the quantity? Primary metabolites produce in large quantity. Large quantity. Producing large quantity. In the photosynthesis process, it's produce huge carbohydrate amount, right? Large quantity. But secondary metabolites only produce very, very small amount, very small quantity. Very small quantity only, right? Okay, they are the changes. They are the differences. Exam එකට අහුවත් මේ හතරම ලියන්න ඕන. හතරක් නම් අහලා නැහැ දෙකක් වගේ තමයි. Okay, clearly note down. SM means secondary metabolite. Right. Complete. Tanya. Amina, complete. Right. Okay. Now, based on the structural difference, secondary metabolites can be classified into three main types. Sometimes it is four types. අපි මෙහෙමත් ලියනවා. If in exam, if they ask four main types of secondary metabolites, you have write as a four. I will explain. Okay, the first one is the terpenoid and essential oil. Terpenoid and essential oil. Terpenoids and essential oil. Essential oil. Essential oil. Sometimes it is two දෙකක් විදිහට ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. Terpenoids and terpenoid, second one essential oil. Normally its characteristics are same. That's why we call terpenoids and essential oil. Terpenoids and essential oil. Second one, phenols and polyphenols. Phenols. Phenols and polyphenols. Phenols and polyphenols. Phenols and polyphenols. Final one, alkaloid. Alkaloid. Alkaloids. Final one, alkaloids. Alkaloids. Okay. අපිට හතරක් විදිහට ලියන්න පුළුවන්. Terpenoid, essential oil, phenols and polyphenols, alkaloid. Okay, they are the main types of secondary metabolites. Main types of secondary metabolites. Hi, note down. Mainly three or four types of secondary metabolites: terpenoid, essential oil, phenol and polyphenol, alkaloid. Hi. Okay, let's move into our first type, terpenoid. Terpenoid. Okay, terpenoid also we called as isopenoid. Isopenoid. Isopenoid mean it's a actually type of polymer. It's type of polymer. Isopenoid mean it's made by combination of isoprene compound. Isoprene compound. About 60% of secondary metabolites in this group. Terpenoid. Terpenoid is a main secondary metabolites group. It's built by linking of isoprene unit. As example, latex. Latex rubber is a secondary metabolite. Terpenoid. Terpenoid. Rubber. As well as menthol, camphor, citral, and caratone, limonone, they are terpenoid. Okay, you have to remember a few examples. මේ තුනවත් මතක තියාගන්න please. Menthol, camphor, citral. Menthol, camphor, citral. Menthol, camphor, citral. Menthol, camphor, citral. How it is produced? The linking of many number of isoprene unit. Isoprene unit means 5 carbon with 5 carbon. Carbon 5 units. Okay. Another examples: citral, camphor, and menthol. Menthol, citral, and camphor, and limonone and caratone. Carotene. Sorry, carotene. Carotene. Hari. The names little bit difficult to remember, but if you have basic knowledge, that enough. Right. Okay. The next one, essential oil. Essential oil. Essential oil. Okay, essential oil are special type of oil that is produced by plants. It is volatile. That's the main characteristic. It's volatile. Volatile means just like easily evaporate. Easily evaporate. Volatile, and they are non-polar compound. Non-polar compounds mean they not dissolve in water. Water immiscible, not dissolve in water. And it has a specific aroma. Smell like a specific. As example, cinnamon oil, clove oil, eucalyptus oil, lemon oil can influence biological activities like antimicrobial and some medicinal characteristics. As example, cinnamaldehyde is a medicine, and clove oil, that one also medicine, right? That's toothpaste sadadidanan clove oil. And okay, I have given many number of essential oil types in this group. Balam, you have remembered this example, right? Okay, citral oil. Citral oil, it's contains geraniol compound. Geraniol is a secondary main compound. Main secondary compound. The oil is a citral oil. Citral oil. Okay, what are the functions, uses? They are mood enhancements, and immune support, skin care and cleaning. Don't need to remember everything. Please keep some idea, right? Okay, clove oil, that's main secondary metabolites is eugenol. Eugenol. Citrus oil, geraniol, clove oil, eugenol. Eugenol, right? Eugenol. Sometimes pain relief, eugenol, pain relief. And dental care, I told. Toothpaste डालती ना? Okay. Cinnamon oil, kurul tel kya kya? It's cinnamaldehyde is a main secondary metabolite. Cinnamaldehyde. Cinnamaldehyde, antimicrobial and mode enhancement. ටිකක් idea එකක් තිබ්බම ඇති හැට දවහන් නැහැ. Okay, sesame oil. What is the meaning of sesame oil? කියන්නේ මොනවද? Sesame oil. Sesame කියන්නේ මොනවද? What is the meaning of sesame? කියනොත් sesame oil. Yeah, thala tel. Thala tel අහලා තියෙනවද? There's sesame oil extracted from sesame. Thala වලින් extract කරන oil එක. Sesame oil, that's an also essential oil. That's contain compound is citral. It is important as a skin care and antioxidant and health supporter. Okay, ginger contain two compounds, that's gingerberrin and gingerol. Ginger mean ingulu ned. Gingerberrin and gingerol. Make a mother lazy. Ginger. And gingerberrin also containing ginger. Gingerberrin and gingerol. But try then a short note. Ginger oil contains gingerol and cinnamaldehyde. Gingerberrin. Cinnamaldehyde, cinnamon. Okay, that's important for the respiratory issues, health supporters, and anti-inflammable. Okay, that was exam question, one MCQ question. What is the secondary metabolites contained in tea tree oil? Tea tree oil, I think 2024 question. Okay, it's contain two main types of compound, terpenine and terpenone. Sorry, terpenine. These contain in specific type of ginger. No. Only contain gingerberrin and gingerol. I told specific type, specific version, varies of plants. Hammer ginger plant again, may mahadano. ඒකනේ අර ජින්ජර් වල තියෙන ස්පෙસિෆික් ටේස්ට් එක එන්නේ මේ කම්පවුන්ඩ්ස් වල. ඒක තියෙනනේ ස්පෙસિෆික් මේ ස්මෙල් එක මේ මොකක්ද අපි කියන්නේ මේ ස්පෙසිෆික් තියෙනවනේ එකක් මේ aroma එකක් and taste එකක්. This taste coming due to this මේ gingerbread and both ginger කියන්නේ variety එකක්නේ. ඒ variety එකේ ඔක්කොම foreign ginger also, yes. Not secondary metabolites, local. It's a plant specification. But then characteristic can be changed. අපි ගන්නවා මේ අපි ගත්තොත් මේ නේද අපි කියන්නේ local cinnamon has a more specific taste and smell, aroma. But other countries it's different. This aroma can be changed. Again, the secondary metabolites characteristic also can be changed. But same cinnamaldehyde is a secondary metabolites, right? Okay, lavender oil, linalool, and linyl acetate. Linalool and linyl acetate. It's important for stress relief. Linalool and linyl acetate contained in lavender oil. Okay, jasmine can one picture. Jasmine, benzyl acetate and benzyl benzoate. Benzyl acetate and benzyl benzoate. That's also skincare and mood enhancement. That's a specific smell. Rose oil. What is the second metabolite? Citronellol. Rose oil, citronellol. What are the jasmine picture? Benzyl acetate, benzyl benzoate. Benzyl hari මතක තියාගන්න බෑ. මේවා MCQ වෙන්නේ. Jasmine, benzyl acetate, benzyl benzoate. Rose oil, citronellol. White sandalwood, xanthanol and alpha and beta xanthanol. Xanthanol is a compound. Xanthanol. It's important as a skin care and relaxation and respiratory issues helpers. Okay. Do you have some idea? Main material. Cinnamaldehyde. No. Ginger. What is a compound? Ginger. What is a compound? Two compounds. What are the compounds? Come on. Quickly. Ginger. What are the compounds? Ginger. Good. Another. Gingerol and gingerbread. Gingerol and gingerbread. ඒ වගේ පොඩි idea එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. If not, you can lose 1 mark if it is MCQ. Gingerbread and gingerol. Clove oil. Clove. What is a compound? Clove. Eugenol. Clove eugenol. මතක තියාගන්න. Clove eugenol. Rose oil. Rose oil. Rang. Rose oil. Udanya. Rose soil, what is the compound? Good, Tanya. Citronellol. Citronellol. You don't need to remember me spellings. Spelling better than not. If you can remember the word, that enough. Done spelling only one. Citronellol. අපි yang sesame oil. Sesame oil, thala tel. Sesame oil. Sesame oil, quickly. Sesame oil. Yes, citra. Citra. Sesame oil. Jasmine. Final one, jasmine. Jasmine. Tanga. Jasmine. Yenol. Jasmine. Jasmine. Yeah, benzoate or benzyl. Benzoate and yeah, benzyl acetate. Benzyl acetate and very good time. Benzyl benzoate. Good. Okay, අන්න ඒ වගේ පොඩි idea එකක් තිබ්බනම් ඇති. Okay, now we discuss terpenoid and essential oil, 2 parts completed. 2 part completed. Let's move into third one. Phenols and polyphenols. Phenols and polyphenols. Okay. Okay, commonly these phenols and polyphenols containing berries, grapes, tea leaves, coffee, and cocoa and grapes. Food rich, these compounds are beneficial to health because they have antioxidant property. Do you have what is the meaning of antioxidant property? What's the meaning of antioxidant property? Give me a second. Okay, antioxidant property mean actually it is prevent or slow down the oxidation in living cells. These compounds, phenols and polyphenols, all are antioxidant property. That's the main characteristic. They have antioxidant property. They prevent or slow down oxidation process. Oxidation. Then it is highly helpful to increase the helpfulness because it is prevent damaged cell and wait, I'll show you. Okay, that's actually antioxidant property I have given here. Okay, they are the properties, additional properties of phenols and polyphenols. It is due to this antioxidant ability, they are anti-cancer properties, ability to destroy cancer cells. Okay, they are the advantage, antioxidant property. Antimicrobial properties, that means if there are any harmful microorganism, that can be killed. Sorry, they can kill by this antioxidant property, these compounds, phenols and polyphenol compounds. Medicine properties, anti disinfection. If it is harmful microorganism, destroy harmful microorganism in our body. Okay, that's called as antioxidant property. All phenols and polyphenols contain this antioxidant property. Okay, they are the phenolic compounds. Phenols, actually, they are, it's phenols and polyphenols are two types. Two types. Phenolic compounds are this pyrogalol. They are main types. Pyrogalol, hydronovine, prosozinone. Especially pyrogalol and hydronovine and catechol. They are very important. Pyrogalol and hydronovine. Hydronovine and pyrogalol, they are phenolic compound. Phenolic compound means simple compound. If it is linkage, many number of phenolic compound, that we call as polyphenolic compound. Polyphenolic compounds are tannin and lignin. When many polyphenolic molecules link together, that we call as polyphenolic compound. I got it's just like a polymerization. Phenols polymer වෙලා තමයි polymerize වෙලා තමයි polyphenols හැදෙන්නේ. Okay, important types of polyphenols, tannin and lignin are example for polyphenols. Okay, what are the phenols? Phenols are simple compounds. Hydronovine and pyrogalol. Pyrogalol and hydronovine. Some tannins are water soluble. Extracted when tea leaves are steeped on hot water for a long time. The tea leaf contain tannin. This tannin important for antioxidant property. It contain tea, green tea, and nelly juice. Lignin, complex polyphenolic compound. It's very complex. Provide strength and rigidity of plant cell wall. Yes, it's contain coconut shell and woods. Okay, they are the polyphenols and phenols. Phenols and polyphenols. If you can remember this main characteristic, but antioxidant characteristic is a main characteristic. There are many two type phenols. The linkage of many number of phenols that we call as polyphenols. What are the phenols compounds? Pyrogalol and hydronovine. What are the polyphenol compounds? Tannin and lignin. That you know. Tannin and lignin. Right? Okay, final one, alkaloid. Okay, alkaloid, the main characteristic, they contain especially nitrogen. There was the exam question, what is the secondary metabolite type contain nitrogen? The answer, alkaloid, right? The alkaloid is the only metabolite nitrogen. With carbon and hydrogen, it's contain nitrogen compulsory. Usually compounds and its colorless. They are very important. මේකත් අහලා තිබ්බා. This alkaloid, colorless and crystalline compound like crystals and non-water soluble. They are not water soluble, but especially only one nicotine. Nicotine is a type of alkaloid, but it is water soluble. Only nicotine. Other all alkaloid types are not water soluble, right? Okay. What are the important factors about alkaloid? Alkaloids contain especially nitrogen, and they are colorless and crystalline compounds, and especially water soluble. Especially water soluble without, sorry, especially water insoluble without nicotine. Except nicotine. Okay. මේ බලන්න ඔයාලා දන්නේවද කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ නේද? What are the examples? Examples are morphine, codeine, cocaine, nicotine. මේක කොහොමද කියන්නේ? Quinine or quinine. I don't remember. Okay, morphine, cocaine, codeine. මේ codeine කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. Codeine or codeine. Okay. මේ මොනවද ඔක්කොම? Morphine, codeine, caffeine, nicotine, cocaine. They all are drugs, no? They all are drugs. Morphine, codeine, nicotine, histidine කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. Codeine and histidine. They all are drugs, meth compounds. Actually, initially these all addicted meth compounds used as medicines in hospitals. But after the usage as meth, now that's why we call they are addicted, because heroin, morphine, codeine, like meth particles, initially they use as a medicine. Accident patients to stop immune system activation. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි accident වුණාම යුද්ධයේදී එහෙම වෙඩි වැදුනම වලදී ඔය drugs use කරා inject කරන්න. Then we can reduce the pain, right? Okay, actually they all are medicines, but nowadays lot of are used as addicted meds. Okay, I have given another table. They all are alkaloids. Okay, balam. Okay, flavonoids contained in tea leaves, that is an antioxidant. Hi. Epicatechin, it's cocoa bean. Epicatechin contained in cocoa bean. Epicatechin also secondary metabolites. That one also antioxidant. Tea leaves contain caffeine. Caffeine is alkaloid. It is an stimulant. It stimulate cells. අපි කියනවා මේ උත්තේජනය කරනවා, stimulate. And ginger contain gingerol. මේ ginger අපි කියනවා it's alkaloid as well as terpenoid. දෙකටම අපිට දාන්න පුළුවන්. Essential oil වලට දානවා. Clove oil contain eugenol. Cinnamon, cinnamaldehyde. Poppy plants contain, poppy flower contain morphine contain poppy flower. Especially make a hard exam. Adatoda, do you know adatoda? Sometimes they call pavat. Adatoda contain Vesicine and vesicinone. Vesicine and vesicinone. Vesicine when vesicinone. Penicillium is a fungi. It is produced penicillin hormone. Penicillin hormone, it is antibiotic. It is an antibiotic. It's a microorganism, right? Aloe vera leaves, Comarica. Aloe vera leaves, it's producing anthraquinones. Anthraquinones. Comarica. Anthraquinone. Anthraquinone. Aloe vera. Anthraquinone. Anthraquinone. Anthraquinone produced by aloe vera plants. Aloe vera plants, anthraquinone. Marine bacteria, it is produced descamolites. Descamolites. It is anti-cancer. Anti-cancering agents. You should have a simple idea, same as essential oil. Simple idea. Sometimes exam question was, what is the secondary metabolites containing adathoda? The answer, vesicine and vesicinone. What is the secondary metabolites containing ginger? Gingerol. Gingerol. What is the secondary metabolites contain clove oil? Eugenol. Eugenol. What is the secondary metabolites containing penicillium fungi? Penicillin. Penicillin. What is the secondary metabolites containing aloe vera leaves? Comarica. What is the anthraquinone? Anthraquinone. Amaru, anthraquinone. Anthraquinone. Okay. Okay, let's move into final part. Okay. Okay, actually, now you have full idea what are the meaning of secondary metabolites, right? Secondary metabolites are compound produced by whatever organism. They are not directly involving, but they have some additional advantage to the plants. Okay, actually, in this lesson, we mainly discussing about medicinal production. Medicinal production by secondary metabolites. Actually, citronellol and adathoda contain vesicinone, and cinnamon contains cinnamaldehyde, ginger contains gingerol, clove oil contain eugenol, this aloe vera contain, what's the aloe vera name? Anthraquinone, and penicillin, all are that we used in medicinal properties. They have medicinal properties. Therefore, actually, in the after these basic parts, we're going to discuss how these secondary metabolites used in medicinal applications. Medicinal application. Okay, I'll explain a story. If you have a doubt, you can ask. Okay, you know, ancient time medicine industry mainly depend on ancient time. අපි ගමු අවුරුදු 300කට විතර කලින් ago 300 years 300 years ago, like time, humans use medicines. They depend on medicine mainly on plant material, right? Plant and animal material sometimes. Plant and animal materials, right? As example, adathoda leaves, cinnamon leaves, sometimes other type of medicinal leaves, and roots, bark particles used as medicines. They preparing different kasaya type and different medicines used in ancient time, right? But the main problem with the main problem was in during that time. What's the main problem? අපි plant material ඒ විදිහටම use කරද්දි එන issue එක මොකක්ද? This plant material contain other compounds as well. Therefore, lot of side effects coming while using this plant material as medicines, right? ඒක නිසා ඒක that was not successful method. That was not successful method. Use plant material. Okay, after the technological development, after 50 years like time, 50 years ago, 50 years wage කලින් humans start to extract this compound, extracted this compound and use this extracted compound for their medicinal requirement. Api extract karagena. Extract means separate the secondary metabolites and use as secondary metabolites, right? But due to the population enhancement in present days, due to population enhancement, due to high population, we couldn't fulfill this requirement by this plant material. This extracted compound not enough for this according to the population. Therefore, nowadays mean 10-15 years ago, humans, due to this technological enhancement, humans try to artificially synthesize medicine. They try to produce medicine by artificially synthesize these secondary metabolites. They first observe the structure of chemical compound and artificially produce these secondary metabolites. Okay, now these tablets, all medicines produced by artificially, chemically synthesized method. Remember, chemically synthesized method. Now these medicines, tablets, all producing by chemically synthesized secondary metabolites method, right? Okay, actually after this lesson, we're discussing how to extract secondary metabolites and how to purify secondary metabolites, how to identify secondary metabolites, finally how to chemically synthesize these secondary metabolites. That's the end of this lesson. Okay, that's a very interesting lesson. Methenin ehata thiyena interesting lesson ekak. Methen nikan little bit hard, I know this names little bit hard, but if you familiar these words, when we continue discussing, you will familiar, and finally we can discuss past paper questions as well. Then you can get full idea about this lesson. හරි බලන්න කියවල. A large percentage of around 80% of world population depend on traditional medicine, mainly plant-based for primary health care. Many plant-derived compounds slow high biological activities, making them to valuable drug development. The effective dosage range of such natural compound is often small. Yeah, after chemically synthesized, this effective, the requirement is very small. Sometimes it is these compounds are used in treating various diseases and improving human health. Okay, that's the story. Still, more than 80% of world population depend on plant material, but chemically synthesized method. After chemically synthesized method, the dosage is very small. And we can produce according to the population. But the previous ancient time, we extracted directly and used as a medicine. The problem was, according to the population, the plant population is not enough, couldn't complete the requirement amount, right? Hari. Okay, 2025 exam questions came from this part, my final part. Kawuruth hitane part ekin aawe. Hari. Okay, aloe vera, example for medicinal plant. Aloe vera that we can use for skincare products and help in wound healing. and skin protection, right? Aloe vera is a good medicinal plant. Medicinal plant. What are the meaning of bitter gourd? Harvil. Contains compound useful in reducing blood sugar level. It is good for diabetic patients. Remember, meva ahala tibbe exam. Bitter gourd, Harvil. It's good for diabetic patients. Diabetic patients. And garlic as a natural antibiotic. Antibiotic. And antimicrobial. Antimicrobial agent. 2025 question, they asking about moringa. Moringa ගැන තමයි අහලා තිබ්බේ 2025 exam. Moringa is both a food and medicine. It's contain 92 nutritions. බලන්න. It's contain 92 nutritions. 46 antibiotics. Antioxidants, sorry. 46 antioxidants. And 18 amino acids. And 9 essential amino acids. 18 amino acids, among them 9 essential. Essential mean we can't produce in our body. When make ගැන තමයි අහලා තිබ්බේ. Remember, keep some idea, right? Moringa. Neem, කොහොඹ. Antibacterial property. That's the main. And skincare. Okay. That's the end of the introduction session of secondary metabolites and natural products. Natural products. In next week, we're discussing how to extract and identification and purification. Right? They are very interesting part. Next week, we're discussing very, very important and interesting part. Not next week, we can discuss Friday. No? Friday කරාම next week එකදී මේ lesson එක ඉවරයි. After that, we can start fluid mechanism. After fluid mechanism, cell structure. Okay, do you have any doubt today? Any doubt? May plants can, if you have basic idea, that enough, right? No need to remember everything. Any doubt? Tania? Fatima? Actually, the difficult part we complete today. The next week part, very simple. Next week, from next week, we discussing extraction method, identification method, and separation, purification methods. After that, chemically synthesized method. Finally, we have intellectual property lesson. Intellectual property mean patent, trademark, trade secret ගැනත් පොඩ්ඩක් පොඩි part එකක් තියෙනවා. Okay. Okay, then let's meet Friday 8 p.m. to discuss the final part of, not final, the second part of natural products, the extraction methods. The extraction methods, and within next week, we can complete the natural products and start fluid mechanism lesson. Okay, goodbye, good night. Please go through, before that, please go through that lesson again and make a short note. That's very important. Without short note, you can't learn this. Actually, next part, very simple. This is a complicated part. Goodbye.